Hey, what's up, guys, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? You're welcome to another episode of Unscripted Perspective. My name is Victory, and I have my co-host with me.
Okay. And you put Socrates the bond soon,
Yeah.
per usual.
So you're welcome to another episode of Unscripted Perspective, and today promises to be a nice discussion and one that you're going to really learn from. Why are you laughing?
You know what I'm about to say now.
Say it now, say it.
What are you wearing?
I'm putting on a shirt.
Sorry, scratch that. Who put you on game?
On game as how they need to understand your context. On game as how.
For what you're wearing, so the
From
outfit
what I'm
idea. Who
wearing, I've
inspired
been
you?
wearing corporate all my life.
Who inspired you to?
I've been wearing corporate all my life.
Okay, who inspired you to wear a corporate? And
Did you,
it's not
tell
like
me,
you.
did you tell me to wear a corporate?
Shh, answer the question. Who inspired you to wear corporate? With
Myself.
A snapback.
Myself.
Yourself.
Yeah.
You're a liar. You're lying to yourself. And I keep telling you this thing.
Okay,
It's,
fine.
Wait. I keep
Yeah,
telling you this thing. Stop lying to yourself.
I know
It's
that.
one thing to lie to me. It's an
Okay.
entirely different thing to lie to oneself.
Why do you want to force somebody to accept what you want the person to accept? You asked
I'm
a
not
question.
forcing you.
You asked a question,
I've
and
known
I
you for how long?
and I
How
gave
long
you
have
a
I known
question.
you now? How long have I known you
You
now?
asked a question, right?
Uh-huh.
I gave you an answer, right?
Uh-huh.
Can you let it be?
No. No, of course not.
Fine, you put me on game.
Thank you. I put you on game. You didn't even do it well, but I put you on game.
Are you good now?
Yeah.
Satisfied?
I've always been good, to be fair.
Fine.
I did know I put you on game, so I just knew that already.
No, I've satisfied your ego now. So
Please,
that
pause. You did not satisfy my ego. You did not
satisfied your
satisfy
ego.
me anything in
I've
Jesus' name.
satisfied you.
Pause, my guy. Pause, please.
Yo.
Alright, so what were you saying?
So, okay, today we'll be talking about something that, like I said before, it's going to be very educative. We're going to learn from it, you know. Because
I have for me.
I have Socrates.
The bond, so don't forget to add the bond to pass.
Because, yeah. So today we're going to be talking about morality, the philosophy of morality.
And that's a bar, bro. That's a bar. The philosophy of morality.
Solid bar.
That's a bar. This is why your parents sent you to school.
Exactly.
So you can, this is why they spent so much money to give you quality education, so you can use sentences like this.
You know you're a graduate.
What has that got to do with anything? Who said philosophy of morality here? If I say morality,
you're going to be hopping on the topic. You're going to be hopping on the topic. Won't you be hopping on the topic? Won't you be sharing your views?
Bro, hopping on the topic. Pause. This boy, you keep saying, you deliberately say all these things. You deliberately say these things, bro. You have to be saying these things on purpose. What do you mean by hopping on the topic?
Hopping on the topic now.
Pause. Yes, I'll talk about the topic. I will talk about the topic.
Okay, fine. Fine.
Well, that's not the point now, is it? You're the one that said philosophy of morality.
So that's fine. Yeah, I'm an intelligent boy. That's what you want to say now. More power to me.
Yeah, more power to you.
Yeah. So we're going to be talking about. You see how you're making me repeat this over and over again.
Just repeat it.
Philosophy of morality.
That's a bar.
If morality is relative or absolute.
Is morality relative or absolute?
Or absolute.
I'm going to ask you that. Is morality relative or absolute?
Your audience might not know what is morality, so let's start from there.
Okay, so what is morality?
Okay, morality refers to standards of what people think is good or bad, right or wrong. You understand? And those standards define what is actually good or bad, or right or wrong. So basically that's morality.
Wow. Wonderful.
So now you can come to that question you wanted to ask.
Do you think morality is absolute? Okay, let me ask you this. Is life black or white?
Life isn't black or white.
So it's what? Purple then?
I hope that's a figurative statement now.
I know, but what is life?
Life is
What color would you use to describe life?
If it isn't, is a blend.
Yeah, of what?
Black and white. Black and white.
So that means you think that morality is entirely subjective.
I won't say now that you said it in the this thing, what is it called? There's a word for this thing. When you use a particular story to explain a particular thing.
I don't go to school like that. I don't know what it says.
There's a word for it. I've forgotten. Now that you said it, I would say morality is absolute.
So
morality is absolute because I'm a Christian. So I would love to look at it from that light. But if we are talking about it like generally from, you understand, like from other constructs of,
I'm asking what you think.
I think it's absolute to me based on what I believe in. I think it's absolute.
Why is it absolute?
What do you think first?
Please answer my question. Why is it absolute?
Because I'm a Christian.
Okay.
And there are conditions.
So what's to say? Why do you think that your own definition or your own values or your own Christian definition of good or bad, why is it the absolute?
Why is it the absolute? That's why I'm saying now that before you started, you asked if life was white and black, right? And I said it's a blend of
green.
Yes.
That contradicts your absolute statement. Okay.
You now asked me. You didn't ask like for a grand scheme something.
I'm asking you now.
Yes. So I gave you my perspective. I think that it's absolute because of religious basis, because of my religion.
Just based off your religion.
Yes, I think it's absolute.
Just based off your religion.
Yes. Except you are going to be having like a holistic view about morality, and then I will say, okay, fine, it's subjective.
I don't understand what you're saying. I'm asking you what you think.
I think it's absolute.
You think it's absolute.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Fine. Now, and you said you think it's absolute because of your religion.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm a Christian.
And I go on to ask you, why do you think your religion is morally, like the definition of morality by your religion? Why do you think that is correct? That's what I asked you.
Okay. First off, most of the things that you find in the scriptures are good. Like objectively good.
Most of the things
you find most of the laws and yes, you find in the scriptures are objectively good. Like the Bible, even before society, the Bible has always been like a conditioning for society.
But then the Bible doesn't predate society, you know that, right?
Let me learn first, I know that the Bible doesn't predate society, but if you study the Bible, you see that the laws of God objectively gives the society this peace, this oneness, this unity. You understand? Yes.
Now, so how do societies that are not Christian, right? Say communities that are not Christian, how do they now have oneness? And a lot of them are still
that's what
unity.
I'm saying. Like do you know that most times you can't actually trace where a law is coming from?
You can trace where most laws are coming from.
But you can't like trace the source of a particular law. Most times cannot be traced. Like, okay,
give me an example of a law that the source of it cannot be traced.
We all know that killing is wrong, right? Killing is bad, and everybody agrees with the fact that killing is wrong. Is it in the Bible? Yes, thou shalt not kill, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So how do other religions believe that it is good for you not to kill when they are not Christians? Do you understand my point?
I think I do. Go on.
So it's more like you might not know where. Now, I'm not saying that the Bible dictates for the whole world to, you understand, but what I'm saying is that my point is that if you look at it very, very carefully, you find out that the scriptures are actually guides that the society use, that gives the society this peace and oneness and togetherness. That's what I think. That's what I think. So what do you think?
We're still on this, what you're saying.
Yeah.
We're still on what you said.
Okay.
You said that the scripture gives what? Oneness.
Yes, this togetherness.
Right. So now there are some of the laws, clearly even in the Constitution, right, that do not come from the Bible.
Yeah.
Right. So now these laws that do not come from the Bible, where are they from?
These laws that do not come from the Bible.
Yes.
Of course, you know that there are many people living in the world, you understand, that aren't Christians.
Okay.
They aren't Christians, and these people occupy positions too. These people have statuses in societies, and you wouldn't expect them not to participate in lawmaking and policy makings and the rest of them.
And then a lot of these laws that they make are good, right?
They are good, yeah.
So now, if the laws that they make outside Christianity are good, that now counters the entire point that what
now
morality
you
is
asked
absolute
for
from,
that's the point. That's what I said. That I'm not now like generalizing it. I'm saying that for me, I think that it is absolute because I feel like if you check our society and the scriptures, it tallies, kind of work together. Now I'm not saying that you can't put laws that would okay. Let's go deeper into it. Let's know some laws that you think are good from people that are not Christians, and let's see whether it's not in the scriptures. Now you mentioned some people that makes laws, right? That are not Christians, right? And these laws are good, but they are not Christians. Now let's know some of those laws that they give. Do you understand? And let's see if it tallies with the scriptures.
Tallies with the scripture. I don't understand what you're saying.
Give me some good laws that you feel people have given that are not Christians.
People who are not Christians have made.
Yes, policies, laws, whatever. That keeps the society in oneness and togetherness and the rest. You find out that if you really do a deep in, you find out that it is also scriptural. Because the Bible even fights against malice. All those. Okay. Do you understand?
I'll give you an example of a law that is not from the Bible.
Okay.
Right. One of that would be the one we have for traffic regulations.
Traffic regulations.
Yes, no jaywalking. To always when there's like crosswalks, you have to stop if there's people in the crosswalk, you have to stop for them to pass. So that is good. That's a good law.
That's a good law. Now this one is really detailed and but sort of to say there was no like zebra crossing or the rest like in the Bible age, yeah.
Okay.
So but just to answer it, if you really study Exodus and the rest, you see detailed laws that Moses gave concerning family, concerning one-to-one interaction.
I would see. Let me tell you to say something, right? Sorry to cut you off, but to say something. Let's leave it. To say something. A lot of the laws from Moses, right, are terrible.
Okay.
A lot of the laws from Moses are terrible from the Exodus. Like the Old Testament as a whole has a lot of terrible laws and things that are very, very contextual. Right? There were things that were just to keep them safe. They weren't laws in it in the sense of it. Right? A lot like the obey your master's thing, slave obey your master's thing. That wasn't the law. It was just advice to keep them safe at the time where they were captives and in captivity and slaves. Right? So
no, the point is
no, that's
not
what I'm saying.
the point is not whether
you're
it is
using
good or bad.
you are using let me talk now. You're using Exodus, right, to now talk about the jaywalking, the crosswalk thing, right?
Yeah, I'm like showing you the similar laws
in that,
yes.
Right? So give me one of the similar laws in the Bible to jaywalk.
To jail, I can't. How would you go as detailed as that?
That's one law
that might not have like went deep as that to mention like all those kind of things. But my point is, if you look at the structures in the Bible, you see that society follows these structures too.
That is what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you now, and I'm telling you that the structures that you say society follows it from the Bible, right? First of all, society.
I'm not saying it's from the Bible, please. Don't get me out of context. What I'm saying is that most of the things you see in our society can be traced to the scriptures. That's why I think it's absolute.
Do you think that they were from the Bible?
They might not be from the Bible, bro. They might not be from the Bible, but I think like the ideas are from the Bible. And I've given you like
well, to be fair, I agree with you. I think that morality is mostly objective, right? Now to answer your crosswalking this thing.
Okay.
To answer the crosswalking question that I asked you, right? The reason there's a crosswalking rule, right, or what I think the reason there's a crosswalking rule is to keep pedestrians safe when crossing, to avoid car accidents as well, right? And then to avoiding car accidents means avoiding deaths.
Okay.
So that is one that cannot be traced. But also, what was I even going to say?
You talked about you agreeing with the fact that it's absolute. So talk about it. Why do you think it's absolute?
Well, like you said, right, to why I think morality is absolute. Firstly, God is good.
Okay.
Right. And then now in that, I don't know if you saw me post. I posted something on my status one time. I saw it's actually a very very popular philosophical question. Right? Is God is good because God commands it, or is good, is there good outside of God?
Okay.
Right? And answer that question in fact. It's good because God commands it.
Good is good because God is good.
You just thought I said, well, that's fair. You just repeated what I said, but yeah.
But you could still explain it, sir.
And well, yeah, God is good, right?
Mm.
And because God is good, everything He commands of us rather, would be what?
Good too.
Yeah. Well, that's
Do you
explained that.
agree with the fact that everything society gives out as either good or bad is actually good or bad?
No, society has a very very terrible definition of good and bad.
Okay.
Society has a very terrible definition of good and bad.
Do you
That
think?
is one of the reasons I'm Christian actually.
Yeah.
Right, because society is so flaky. Society, the good or bad of society is so flaky that if you try to depend on good or bad, if you try to
Depend on the
society
society to
for
give you
for
what is
moral
good. Yeah.
standards, you'll be confused, and then it's just that's one
I
of the
feel
reasons
you.
I'm still Christian actually.
So okay, for you'd have.
For good and bad, yeah.
Okay, I feel you. Let's talk about culture. What do you think of culture when you talk about good or bad? Does it have like a what's the word?
They don't want to ask that, so go on.
I'm looking for a word. Does it have like a force to determine what is good or bad for an individual?
Culture.
Yeah, culture.
Yes, no.
Traditions of a sect of people.
Yes, yes.
I think this is the reason why. That's why I said absolutely because I was a Christian. But if I was to like talk on a general ground,
All right, then talk about it. Talk on it in the grand scheme of things.
Yes, in the grand scheme of things, it's very subjective.
How so?
How so? Because personally now I've talked about it as absolutes for religion. Somebody else as a cultural person will talk about good or bad from the standpoint of being a cultural person. A politician, a politician want to talk about good or bad as touching politics. You understand?
You see, now that's what I'm saying. Okay. Now, firstly, right, just because somebody doesn't recognize something to be good doesn't mean that it's not good, right? Just because a culture doesn't see something as good, also does see something that is bad, from my own, to Christians or in the religious point of view, doesn't mean that it is not good, right? Good is the objectivity of morality is on its own, right? Doesn't mean that everybody would agree to it because individuality and all that, right? People would never agree to one thing. Yeah.
But that doesn't change the fact that it is
good.
Still
good. Yes, that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying.
That's
take the killing of twins that used to happen in Nigeria, for instance, right? At the time, it was good to the culture, right? In the culture, I can't remember. I don't even know what culture that is.
Why did they even believe it was good? Was there a reason?
I don't know. The twins were a taboo.
I feel like they were possessed or something.
I don't know why. I really don't know why. I'm not trying to. Because I see, to an extent, I think I understand why they thought it was a taboo. Because we weren't civilized at the time. We're not that civilized at the time. Or even
so imagine them seeing two children looking
born,
identical.
Yeah. Now being born together.
Yeah.
That would have been weird. That would have been freaky. To be fair, it's still freaky to me. Still freaky to me too. So yeah. So that culture now at that time was good to them.
Good to them as
them. They felt like they were doing good, but it's actually bad. So that's one example.
It was actually knowledge that made them see the light. That makes sense. Good is good objectively. You just have to have the right knowledge to be able to see that this thing is good and this thing is bad. Well, possibly, yes. That's it now. Yeah. Another example of there's actually a lot of cultural practices that are terrible. In fact, one of them would be the Nigerian culture towards and tradition towards marriage. Okay. Yeah, marriage and bride price. What do you think? Because we are vast in ethnicity and the entire entity of Nigeria's
tradition and culture towards marriage is just exploitive.
Yeah.
It's just exploitive. It's plain out exploitive and even cruel. So dare I say, it's even cruel.
So which culture would you want to take from?
I'm not trying to show shit at anybody's culture.
No, you not just go
just
to
saying
a
that it's
family and just go
exploitive.
and take some. Okay.
I'm just saying that it's exploitive. Finish.
I
And
feel
then we should do away with that culture straight away. You know, it amazes me, to be fair. Now that I think of it, I believe it does amaze me. Like, because first off, we now took the white man's, like they say it, they say the reason they still do traditional marriage, rather, is because the rest of them are not our tradition. Is the white man's tradition.
Actually, no.
Right? No, that's what I'm saying. If you're going to take somebody's, you know, if you're going to indoctrinate a culture into your own culture, then just indoctrinate it fully. Might as well indoctrinate it fully.
How do you get married? How do you pay the bride price? The father of the girl gives you the girl as your wife. And then what's now this is the fight against this thing. What's the use of the white wedding? What's the use of the white wedding?
You see, what the church wedding is to the Western world is what
the traditional.
Yes, because in the traditional wedding, right, the traditional marriage used to be how it was, so to say, coming to the elders rather, and to, you know, their own gods. I'm sure that I can't remember. I'm sure that they had like customs that were sort of, so to say, pagan, right, at the time. So it was to come to their own gods and the elders, you know, in presence of the elders, to show that I'm married to this person in presence of the gods and the elders. So that's so the white wedding, the church wedding, is now to come to God and I say I want to marry this person in presence of God and his own priests.
The dad is there, the mom is
so
there,
it's the same thing. You get
it's the same thing. Right? So
what it is to them, but then they're just clinging on to it in a bit to Nigeria just clings to the traditional marriage in a bit to, you know, I ask them, what our ancestors. Your ancestors used to drink malt. When your ancestors drinking malt, your ancestors celebrating with malt. It's amazing, though.
They used to drink Fanta.
Which Fanta? They used to drink Fanta. 500 years ago, were they drinking Fanta? 500 years ago. 300 years ago, were they drinking Fanta?
That like 200 years ago.
Is Fanta 200 years old? Fanta is not 200 up to 200
Fanta
years old.
Is not actually 200. So what were they drinking then?
Palm wine. And that's the funny thing. They'll still add the palm wine to the list. That's what I'm saying, exploitive. Because it amazes me, because these are two people that are starting lives together. Yeah. Right? Most times, more often than not, they have to actually start to now rent houses separately and start buying new things. So now, if somebody is not spending 5 million, whatever on all that, right, to just marry somebody.
Do you think the person coming to marry the girl is complaining?
If he no complain, but he go dey mumble for heart. He might not complain outside, but I'm sure he's because see, and you know what it is? It's not like, it's not worse because it's not even standardized.
Okay.
Right? The list now goes, it now differs from from family. A lot of times it differs from family to family, from village to village. So like in one local government area now, there's different marriage lists and traditions from family to family. How
do you have knowledge about all these things?
What do you mean, how do I have knowledge about all these things?
Even
if I don't know a lot about my culture or about I still know, I still know a bit of it.
That's cool.
It's crazy. Have you not heard that if you wanted to, I know there's one particular one in the south. I think it's Calabari. I don't know. I think it's Calabari, but somewhere in the south, but on the south first. I don't know if it's Calabari, where the lady frowns and the man is just spraying money.
Bro, I saw that thing on Instagram. Insta, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
Bro, the girl was...
And apparently I saw one video where the babe did not smile for 30 minutes.
Jesus.
And we walk out. I swear to God that we walk out.
Like, the guy was spraying money and begging this girl smile. And the girl...
You know what? I know what I'll do if it were me. There's one other one, right? Recently, somebody I know got married. Recently. And then apparently he had to clothe the mother of the bride. So you have to buy clothes for the mother of the bride. And then this buying clothes now is not the mother that will not decide whatever she wants to wear. He will not give her money to go and buy it. If it's me, I will go and buy it. By the time you wear purple and pink and yellow, you wear purple gele, with pink vest, with
Guy,
pink
that was
top,
so
and
pissed.
green this thing to your daughter's wedding, and your eye will clear. Next one, you know, tell me to go and buy clothes. You know, tell me to go and buy clothes for you.
No, she might mix it up with what she has already now.
They don't mix it up. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
It's exploit everybody.
Okay, it's solely what you buy for her that she's going to put to you.
No, it's however she wants to do. But most people, most of the greater population of these mothers, of the people, would not want to, you know, they would want you to buy everything. You know, Nigerians are very, 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 you know,
wonderful people.
Very wonderful people. Okay, now.
They are very wonderful people.
Very,
so,
very fascinating. So that's what I'm saying.
From your lens, do you think the world would be ever absolute or relative when it comes to morality?
Morality would, in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, not like we now
in the grand scheme of things, morality is still absolute, right? Good or bad is still good or bad, right? But then now people would always want to say different. Like people would always not agree to it because of individuality and free will. If everybody agreed on one thing, then there's no free will and there's no individuality, right? The whole basis of humanity, the whole basis of human existence and humanity is individuality and free will. Yeah. Right, the ability to choose what we want and perspectives, so to say.
There was a time I was thinking about something. I think I made it a write-up on my status. Let's just talk about it. I said, if there are moral constructs, it will limit creativity. What do you think about it? If there are moral constructs, it will reduce creativity. Moral constructs. I think I was in some type of like
give me context, please.
Yeah, like okay, let's say you're going for a fashion show. I think this would be the best. You're going for a fashion show and you have this mad idea in your mind, you understand, of how to style yourself, and maybe let's say you're coming from a religion that doesn't promote you showing your cleavages, you understand. Now, do you think you should still do it, or like, this is creative, you get, but do you think you still do it?
What is creativity? What is creativity?
I think creativity is doing something exceptionally, thinking out of the box to do something. I think that's the word that I can think of now.
Thinking out of the box. If you think about it well enough, nothing is really from your own definition of creativity. Nothing is really creative. Everything is an extension or an innovation of something else. Every invention has been an innovation of something else.
Okay.
Right. So from your own definition, that means nothing. There has never been any sort of creativity in the world now.
No, thinking out of the box. Thinking out of the box. I didn't even get what you said. Like,
you said that creativity to you is what?
Thinking out of the box
and doing something that has never been done.
Do something that has never been done. Yeah.
Exactly what I'm saying. Now, to think.
Yeah. Okay. I understand what you're saying. Yes, everything that would ever exist will be born out of
something else.
Because something existing already.
Because creativity, right? The basis to creativity is existing knowledge.
Yeah.
Right. You cannot create without something already in existence.
Yeah.
You can't create out of nothing. You have to create out of something.
Yes.
So, well, as for the morality and construct, if there was this thing, would there be creativity? I would say yes, right? Because human beings they adapt on some matter, right? The fact that human beings adapt so beautifully means that it's just like how I think I had this conversation with somebody before one time where I asked who was that? I think it was Masha. So that if we never had names for things, how would we be able to recognize ourselves? Right? If people did not have names, if people never had names, how would we recognize ourselves?
I think we'll come up with something.
Right? Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So if there were constructs, right? I mean, it wouldn't creativity wouldn't be as diverse as it is now. It probably would not be as diverse as it is now, but there would still be creativity.
So what do you think about the question I asked? Do you think
what's the question?
Do you think it affects morality or not?
Creativity. Affects morality. All those morality.
Sorry, does morality affects creativity?
In today's world, yes.
Yes, it affects, right? Yes. Negatively or positively?
That would depend on from person to person.
Yeah, individuality.
Yeah, that would depend from person to person, because like the cleverages thing you said, right?
Yeah.
To a religious person who thinks that women should not show every part of the woman's body should be covered, right? Now that would be it would have, if morality was able to stop that from happening, that would be a positive effect of morality on creativity. But then to somebody else that thinks that it's okay for women to show some part of their body or whatever part of their body they want to show, right? It would be a restrictive and a bad, it would have a bad effect on
the person.
Yeah. So
I feel. Okay, just to wrap this up, what do you think about respect? Should one respect
people? We talked about this last time. I'm not going to talk about respect again, my bro.
No. This one is not based on.
So what do you want to ask, Abeg?
Should you respect people's culture regardless of the fact that it is bad or good?
Whether you agree with it or not.
Yes. You should.
Yes, because it's their culture.
So what gives you the basis of agreeing to that?
I don't.
Society.
No, it's because just because somebody doesn't believe what you believe doesn't mean doesn't give you the right to disrespect the person. Right? And then a lot of times, let's take as Christians for example, right? A lot of times we try to bring the light, so to say, right? The light to people and share the good news of Christ to people. So, and you cannot share the good news of Christ to people that you are disrespecting their culture. That would never work. That has never worked and will never work.
So you have to
only just cause resistance.
You have to understand them.
Let me give you an example of this. Would be how we celebrate, December, how Christmas, right? Like everybody knows that it's a pagan. Originally, it was a pagan holiday, right? Now, do I really want to explain that? Okay, let me take Christianity. How Christianity came into what's the word? Let me use Ghana for example, right? Because I just listened to a podcast about Ghana and how the history of Ghana. So recently, right? So when it came into this, a lot of some of the practices some of the beliefs of Christianity aligned with that of the religion of ancient day Ghana. I don't know if that counts as ancient because like 20 years, it's still ancient now. So yeah, that it aligned with them. So the ones that aligned, they now sort of merged it together. They still let them practice what they're practicing, some things they're practicing, right? That are from their own religion. So eventually, that's how it is. You can't. If somebody's belief is here and yours is here, you can't just jump from here to here
to just tell the person that this is outrightly bad.
Yeah, will just breed resistance most of the time, 90 out of 100 times. So you have to respect people's culture.
And I think that
whether I agree with it or not,
just be cool with it. Then maybe you could share your own to them to see if they'll.
You don't have to share. You don't always have to share your culture with people. That's the thing. You don't always have to share your culture with people. And if you can just respect people's cultures. And whether you agree with it or not, just leave it. Right? It's like how my own belief is as I'm Christian. And then people are like atheists. And someone is atheist and is like, oh, I don't believe in God. That's great, right? That's good. I'm not trying to convince me. I'm not even that convinced. I still have.
So what if he asks for your opinion?
That would be a different thing.
Okay.
But then I'm not trying to. I still have my own long way to go, my own journey. So I'm not trying to.
I feel it. Okay, guys. So I think that should be it, right? Or you have something to say?
I don't have anything to say.
Socrates.
I'm trying to, guy, please, I'm trying to.
No, you could say it. So till when next we come your way again, this has been an amazing episode. Please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do also subscribe to our channel, like our videos,
share, follow.
You'll be notified whenever we come up with a new video. Till when next we meet, peace and love.
Guy, I put you on this one again. I've put you on that game. I'm the only. When have you done this in your entire life? I've known you for 3 years. Never done this thing before.
Thank you, sir.
They put you on game every time.
As they put me, I feed your ego now.
I'm not feeding my ego. Actually, I keep telling you this thing. I feed my own ego myself on a daily basis.
How do you feel? You stand in the mirror and tell yourself, "Hey, people, you are great."
Fuck off.